Co. I'm Shani, and today we're diving into the setup of my September monthly memory keeping spread. With the football season kicking off September 5th, I thought it would be perfect to go with an American football theme for this month. I'm super excited to show you how I plan to capture all the fun and excitement of the season. Are you a American football fan? Let me know in the comments which teams you're rooting for this season. I personally root for the San Francisco 49ers in terms of the NFL football, and for college football, I tend to watch any of the SEC teams, specifically the Missouri Tigers and some of the California State teams. Today I'll be using my Touchdown Football Printable Planner Kit that's available in my Etsy shop if you are interested in using this kit as well. It includes everything from touchdowns to helmets and footballs and some little like play diagrams. I wanted to keep this kit as general as I could so that it doesn't matter what teams you're cheering for, anybody's really able to use the kit. Also, during this setup, I will be using a couple of mild liners and Sharpie S notes, as well as my go-to for this planner, the Papermate Inkjoy Gel .7 ballpoint pen. During the setup of the month, I really don't use any more than that, but throughout the month, I will use sticky notes to make notes of some of the memories so that I don't forget to include them, as well as my Canon IV photo printer. What are some of your go-to supplies for memory keeping? So let's get started in setting this up. I like to start by laying down the larger header stickers and sidebar stickers because that's one of the major pieces of the spread and helps to set the tone kind of for how I'm going to have everything laid out. What I do with my monthly kits in my shop is I will include two different header options for you. Uh, if you want to use like a more plain header and then one that's got a little bit more pattern to it. Personally, I like to keep my headers more plain and then use the second set to kind of block the month in the spread. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay these headers down. Trying my best to cover the existing markings, because the other thing that I do is I redate the monthly spread. I like Monday starts. So this planner is a Sunday start. I like to redate it to be a monthly start. Now that I do have those headers down, I am going to add the days of the week covers to the top. Sometimes I like to use tweezers, other times I will just free lay it. It really depends on how I got my planner laying out and if I'm able to easily get them down to where I want them. Now I'll lay down the sidebar. I don't tend to put a lot in the sidebar on my memory spread, so I like to keep it decorative. So this one I did Hello Football Season, and I'm just going to kind of center it on that sidebar and use this other piece to kind of bring it all together. And there we go. That's the setup of the headers and the sidebar. Next, I'm going to take a look at a monthly calendar and set up the days of the week. So with it being a Sunday start for the month and ends on a Monday, there are 5 Mondays. So what I think I'm going to do is I will take off this corner here for August or September 1st, and then have this start on the 2nd. So I don't need any of the extra header for the first part of the month. And the last day of the month is the 30th. So what I'll do is I'll do just the touchdown washi over the bottom part of the page. So one thing that I don't do during my setup is put the numbers down for each of the days. I don't put it down now because I like to sometimes fill the whole box with something and layer the number on top. So I'm not going to put those down right now. The other thing I will put down is the September label. Let's see, August I did on that side. We'll do it on this side for September. This sheet here is a sheet I'm currently working on and should be available in the next few weeks as an additional download when you purchase one of the monthly kits from my shop. And it gives you a whole year worth of headers as well as the currently headers. So just a bunch of monthly headers that you can use each month. So that is how I've set up the main monthly spread, and the next thing I set up is my dashboard spread. But before I work on that, I wanted to talk a little bit about my memory keeping process. What I do throughout the month is I will take post-it notes once a week when I go and sit down to do my weekly planning. I like to wrap up the week and make sure that I note down some of the things that I want to make sure to capture in this spread. So I take this stack of post-it notes. Because they are larger than the squares, I like to just tear off the part that's not sticky and will most likely rip this in half again and put them on the days. So if I've taken a picture Or if there was something that happened on that day, just kind of write it down like Labor Day. And that way I can remember, oh yeah, that was Labor Day. I can go back through my phone and print the picture that I want to capture for that day. Or if it's just something like I started playing a new game, I can use uh, one of the like boxes to write what that game was. So I don't forget, and it makes it easier to remember when I'm actually sitting down and doing the memory keeping, since I only really do that once a month. And that's the cadence that I have found that works for me. Do you prefer to fill your spread in all at once, or do you like to do little things throughout the month as those memories are happening? So now I will go over what I like to do in this planner is use the blank notes page and the tab page for additional memories. And then I set up my currently spread. And so that's what we're going to work on next. One of the things that I like to do is kind of mark the corners of each of the boxes before I draw them out. So I realized that I miscounted and that these boxes are all one box too small. There we go. I knew I was off because I normally have one dot left on each side. So then I'll mark the bottoms of these. And I like to do about 6 of the boxes depending on what I want to use. I don't always use the whole set of these because this is 7 things. I always personally use playing, reading, watching because I like to know each week or each month what video game I'm currently playing, what book I'm currently reading, and if there's something I'm currently binge watching or enjoying watching. And then I'll kind of pick from the last 4 because sometimes I might not always necessarily be planning something or cooking something specific. Um, so I just will pick from the other 4 which 3 I want to capture for the month. Once I get the first row of dots measured out, it's pretty quick to finish out the other boxes. This is the spread that I picked the mild liners that I want to use for. So now that I've got these dots marked out, I will grab my straight edge. I think I have left enough space. So what I do is I will do on the top of the box 1 line in, and then on the bottom, like that. And this box is just slightly too small for what I want to accomplish, which is why I'm not using it. So next I will header stickers for this section. And it looks like my cutter didn't fully cut this right. So I'm just gonna pull that one and put it there. Then I like to add some color. So I will use the mild liners and S notes to kind of add some border to the boxes. Then on the bottom portion of the page, I use for memorable moments where I'm able to write in a like capture of what the moment is and add additional pictures because I don't have a lot of space to put pictures from an event or a get together. So I like to leave some space here as well as on this page to put some of those additional things in. Or if I've got like a ticket stub or some sort of memorable item that won't necessarily fit within the square on the monthly layout, I have additional space to kind of put those in. So and to continue practicing some lettering styles, this month I want to kind of keep it blocky to go with the blockiness of like collegiate lettering and the blockiness that like NFL logos use. So I thought outlining or I thought writing with the mild liner would be the best way to kind of give me a base to start with and then kind of, oh, I messed that one up, going over it and not trying to be super precise with the tracing of the letters. What are any tips or tricks that you might have for improving hand lettering and doodling? And I think this month I want to add little boxes like this to kind of write. I don't know exactly how many boxes I'll need, but I think having a couple like that is kind of neat. And just giving like a very rough outline to them. And here is a final look at both my September memory keeping spreads, and I just love how they've turned out. And I'm excited for the start of football season because that also means the start of fall. If you've set up your own football themed spread, I'd love to see it. So tag me in them on Instagram at Crafted Daydreams Co so I can see your creations. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more planner and memory keeping inspiration. See you next time.